Hey guys, thank you for coming to our channel. I'm Maggie.
And I'm Shay. And today we're going to be talking about how we got Shawn Mendes to come to our high school.
And the day that he came. We were back in school and we both had the same English teacher. And we read,
In the Time of the Butterflies.
Okay, yeah. And we read the book In the Time of the Butterflies. It's our summer reading book. And one of our assignment things was to make a butterfly and write our school goal or our life goal that we wanted to achieve this year before the school year ended. And of course mine was not fail, but
mine on my butterfly I wrote goal meet Shawn Mendes. And then 2 days later, in the mail, my pre-calculus book came in from a website called Chegg, and there was a postcard, and it was get Shawn Mendes to come to your high school or college. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is fate. I have to do it. Shawn is gonna come to my school.
So after Shannon found the postcard of it in the book, she immediately texted me and she's like, we have to do this, blah blah blah. So we texted into our friend group chat and our friends were just all together okay, we need to vote, we need to vote, we need to vote. So then every day Shannon used to email our whole school telling them to vote, 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 vote. And no one even had any faith that we were gonna win. And then after about a couple of weeks later of voting, the top 25 list came back.
That was a big moment for us. Big moment.
And we saw our name on it, our school, and we saw one of our other rival all-girls high schools, and we're oh my god, this could not happen, we cannot lose them.
That was honestly a game changer for our school. Everyone texted any possible person they could think of, vote for our school, come on, we want Shawn to come. And no one really believed in us until that top 25 list came out, and that was crazy. So then the voting closed, and we didn't hear anything for what?
Maybe a month.
A month, yeah.
We had our fall pep rally, and during the middle of the pep rally, our principal came up to the microphone, and everyone's oh, we're just gonna say oh, good job cheering, blah blah blah. No one was even knowing what he was gonna say. It was just probably gonna be something random. And then he calls up Shannon, so we're all well, that's weird. Why would anyone call her up?
And when he called me up, I knew, I'm okay, this has to be something doing with Shawn Mendes, but I thought we were going to find out a few weeks later.
Yeah, the date we were supposed to find out was that next week or whatever.
Yeah, so I thought he was going to call me up and be Shannon, good effort, you go, way to chase after your dreams. But then, you tell.
So then, he brought her up, and he was just saying, he's yeah, this girl is she went for what she wanted, and we're all yeah, she did, not even thinking that we would find something out as crazy as Shawn. So we were just yeah, good job, Shannon. And he's with hard work and dedication, Shawn Mendes is coming to us, and everyone crying,
went nuts. It was
screaming.
insane. It was probably the craziest thing of my entire life.
Our whole senior class dog piled on top of each other.
So after that, everyone was super excited. We're yes, Shawn Mendes is coming to our high school, and we were so excited. But then we didn't hear anything about the day he was coming, how the day was gonna go down. We didn't hear anything for the longest time. And then the day we came back from Thanksgiving break, I was in the office because I do morning announcements, and the principal came up to me. He's so do you want to announce when Shawn Mendes is coming to our high school? I'm what? Oh my gosh, yes. So then he told me the day he was coming, and I announced it, and it was a month until he was coming, so everyone was so excited. We're yes, we finally have some information. So then after a long 3 months of waiting, Shawn finally came to our high school. Woo! And that was honestly the best day of my life. I have never been so excited for something in my entire life. I said to Maggie, I'm I don't even know if I'll be this excited on my wedding day.
Yeah, you did say that.
And so the day he came, I got to spend the whole day with my principal and just follow him around and meet all the people from Chegg. And I helped set up the gym, I helped set up the green room, and it was really cool for me. But I didn't get to be with Maggie because she was in school.
So during school, we obviously go to an all-girls school, so no one ever wears makeup, and it's just kind of you just don't care there. So you walk into school, and half the school is wearing makeup. You don't even recognize half these people. Who are you? You didn't even know. And so we have this thing called seminar, which is our homeroom, and during that everyone was putting on makeup. It was the coolest thing to see how everyone came together and was trying to help each other all day. It was just every class you just watch videos of Shawn, like music videos of Shawn.
So then after like the school day went by, Shawn finally came and he performed in our gym, and his green room was in our weight room, and that was like super cool because I helped set it up, and we're literally in that weight room every single day.
Every day.
You know, we get swole, yeah.
I know how it goes.
It's just crazy to think like Shawn was right there and I'm literally here every single day.
Mind you, our school is like 600 girls.
No, like 500.
Okay. Mind you. Like, it's almost like a miracle how, like, we got this, like,
to happen. It was
like,
crazy. And I got to go in the gym with my principal, and Shawn was like sound checking, and that was so cool to see because, you know, I was like one of the only people in there besides his team and my principal, and he was like practicing, and like he would mess up, but it was still cute. And then I got to go back into the green room with a few other girls from my school who were interviewing him, and that's when I first met him, but he didn't really know like who I was then. And then after like all the girls left and Mr. P, our principal, was like, wait, Shannon, stay here. And she's like, Shawn, I just want to introduce you to Shannon. She's kind of the one who got you here. And he's like, awesome, thank you. And I was like, thank you for coming. And we hugged. And then I went back out to the gym where he was about to perform.
And so I like got into the front, like right by the barricade, and I still like Shannon was still like behind her or whatever, so like she wasn't there, and it was so rough. Like everyone was pushing against this like gate or whatever, and I had like a mark on my stomach because I was pushed against
everyone
it,
was like
so
just
hard.
pushing everyone forward. It was insane. Like,
yeah,
crazy.
One girl like had like a panic attack who's in the front and had to get like lifted up and like taken out, which is like insane.
It was so scary.
So Shawn was like about to perform, and Shannon was like gonna come back and go to the front because I mean like she kind of like deserves to go to the front for the concert. And these girls at our school,
they wouldn't let me through. I was so mad.
It was really bad. So like she was like trying to get through. She's like, excuse me, whatever, blah blah. And then I saw her. I was like, are you serious? Like no one is letting her through. So we literally grabbed each other's hand and I like yanked her through, like pulling through these like screaming insane girls trying to get her to the front. Finally got into the front, and we were front and center, right next to each other, in front of Shawn.
That was awesome being front and center, especially with Maggie. Like we were probably 8 feet away from him, and I've never been that close for a concert, so it was so cool. He sang Treat You Better, Mercy, 3 Empty Words, and Stitches.
So I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, like what happened? Like did you see like blah blah blah? And I'm not even kidding. I was right next to Shannon, and I'm not kidding. He was singing into her eyes. Like he was just strumming and like staring at her. It was like so surreal, and like I couldn't even like believe that it was happening. And then the fact that he's like singing into her eyes, I was just like, oh my god. Like I'm like watching like this,
and like he would like look away for a little bit and then like look into my eyes, and like a lot of people are like, oh, he looked at me, but like he really
was looking at her.
He really looked at me.
He did look at me a couple of times though, so.
And then, so after the concert was over, he went backstage, and she was going to come out again and do a Q&A. And I knew I was going to go back after the Q&A and meet him, but I surprised Maggie, my friend Jenny, and my sister, and they all got to go back and meet him too, but I didn't want them to find out until after the Q&A was over. But my principal came up to me and he's like, who are the girls that are going back there with you again? He's like, Maggie? I'm like, yeah, Maggie Torres, Jenny Buskey, and Mary Kate, my sister. And then
I was like right next to her, so I had like no idea, and all of a sudden I started freaking out. I was like, wait, what? She's like, yeah, you're medium. I'm like, oh my god.
So then the Q&A happens, and originally I wasn't supposed to ask a question, but like Maggie said before, a girl had the panic attack and they had to like take her out of the crowd, and she was supposed to ask a question. So the people from Chag are like, oh, who wants to ask a question? I'm like, can I ask a question? They're like, yeah, sure. So a bunch of girls asked a question, and then the questions got like super quiet, and in the middle of it a girl shouted out, she's like, are you and Shannon gonna date? And Shawn's like, me and who? And everyone was like, Shannon. And he's like, yes. And then another girl asked a question, and then the people from Chag came and gave him the microphone, and I was like, hi. And he's like, hello.
He said, hey, Shannon.
And so like everyone screamed when he said my name, and he goes, so where are we going for dinner tonight? And I was like, oh my god. But I had to keep my cool, you know, play it off good. So everyone was screaming, and then he goes, "Did you choose yet?" I'm like freaking out of my head. So I'm like, "No, you can pick." And he's like, "I don't know, I'm not from around here. You're gonna have to bring me the best spot." I'm like, "All right, pizza?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm down. Deep dish, right?" And I didn't hear him say deep dish right.
Of course she didn't.
I know, but whatever. So then I asked him my question, and my question was, what's your favorite social media app, and how many views do you get on your Snapchat story? We'll insert the clip right here.
Did you choose yet? I don't know. I'm not from here. You're gonna have to bring me to the best spot.
TBK.
Pizza? I'm down.
My question is, what's your favorite social media app, and how many views do you get on your Snapchat story?
I was waiting for the day this got asked me. Snapchat, actually. It's so fun. It's like by far the most fun app, and on average, like 1.1 million. It's really cool.
Like, he was flirting.
No, major flirting.
So then that was all over, and everyone was freaking out. And then me, Maggie, my sister, and Jenny all got to go backstage, and a few other girls who like won a contest. We got to go back and meet him. So I walked back there, and I had my butterfly with my goal on it, and I walk in, and he's like, "Hi, Shannon," and I'm like, "Hi, I just wanted to show you this. At the beginning of the school year, we had to set goals for ourselves, and this is my goal." He's like, "This is so cool," and then he goes, "Can I keep it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, of course." But I was kind of sad that he took my butterfly, but it's fine. So then he took my butterfly, and we took our picture. We'll show those at the end. And then Maggie got to go in.
So then I went and I was like, okay, if I'm medium, I gotta say something about Shannon. So like when I walked up to him, I was like, well, first I like didn't want to be like on this side. So I was like, what side are you going on? Because I was trying to get on the other side. So then I got to it, and like it was supposed to be like really quick. You're supposed to take a picture and leave. But I was just like, I just wanted to know. Like I was just like, yeah, like Shannon's my best friend. Like she's the reason like why I'm such a big fan, and like she really did get this whole thing together. Like blah blah blah. And he was like, oh my gosh, like are you serious? I'm like, yeah. He's like, wow, I really owe her that. I'm like, you do. And then we like took our picture, and then we were like, I was like walking out the door. I'm like, wait, I didn't give him a hug, and I know if I wasn't gonna give him a hug, I would have regretted it. So like I came back. I was like, can I have a hug? And he's like, yeah. So I gave him a hug, and then we left.
Yeah, and then we left, and that like leaving the weight room was it was so sad for me. I'm like, oh my gosh, my dream day is over. But then he left, and like maybe 10 minutes after he left.
Not even like 5 minutes.
He followed me on Twitter. Yeah. And I was so like proud of that, because like a lot of people ask him to follow them on Twitter, and like he'll do it because he's super nice. But I wasn't like gonna waste my time asking him to follow me on Twitter. And that means that he had to like take my butterfly out of his pocket and look to see like my name's Shannon Borner to find me on Twitter.
So Shawn was like so nice and genuine. Like we're really grateful that like he was able to come. That for him to come to our small high school was just like insane.
Yeah, and he posted like a really nice photo on Instagram and just said like how it was a cool experience for him. And that was really nice to hear, because like, you know, we think like it's such a cool experience, but like it's probably not that cool for him. But for him to acknowledge like how cool and special it was to him was so nice. And the people from Chag, they were so nice, and that whole day was awesome. All of the people on Shawn's team were so nice. Shawn was so nice. Everyone was just so nice.
So nice.
So nice.
Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe,
Comment,
give it a thumbs up if you liked it,
and give it a thumbs up if you don't.
Bye.
Bye.